On today's episode, dang it! Finally about to hang my radial airplane engine pictures up. It's a radial, not a rotary one, which those are pretty cool. But yeah, it came with a packet of stuff to hang it with. It's got like a little level in it and stuff. And, it's got the... Who are you calling a Like, subscribe, hit the bell! So obviously I was having some problems with my welder. What I was using was, the wire was way too thick that I was using. I was using 035 wire, which is not good for super thin sheet metal. You know, I'm using 035, and if I tried to tack right on the seam of two butt joints of sheet metal, what would end up happening is I would just blow right through it. So what I would have to do is, if I had, say, 2 sheets of steel, I would have to start basically on one side, pull the trigger, and then whip it across real quick across that joint in order to try and tie it into that other piece of steel. So it was a huge issue, and it ended up with a ton of crappy looking joints. So this is basically what I did in order to solve the problem. So there's drive wheels inside for feeding wire, and I wanted to run a thinner wire. So first thing I did was I just went to Home Depot. I tried going to Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply did not have Hobart, or they didn't have Lincoln wire. All they had was Hobart wire. Now Hobart does make pretty good quality stuff, to be honest with you, but since I already had Lincoln L56 wire, I wanted to stick with Lincoln L56 wire just to see it through. So what I did was I picked up some 0.025 Lincoln L56 wire, which is super thin. What we were using before obviously was 035, and so in order to run this, the factory drive wheels are only good for 035 and 045 wire. So what I had to do was pick up a drive wheel kit. Inside of our kit here, we have new drive wheels, which are good for 023 to 030. It comes with the new back plane on it, which this thing screws to, and the wheels go above and over it. And it comes with some handy dandy instructions, which we are definitely going to use. The other thing that I had to have was the special tips. So what I did was I went to my local Air Gas and spent some money with them. I probably could have found them cheaper online, but I just wanted to make sure that I had the right ones right out of the gate. So I took an 035 tip with me and matched up the threads and everything on it, because I ordered some other tips, but come to find out those are for a smaller unit, and the threads are different. So I wanted to make sure this time around that I got the proper ones. So went and got some Lincoln Electric 025. It's a 10-pack contact tips is what they call them. So these should work perfect. These go with the wire and everything else that we need. Those were only, it was $15.19 for this pack. Now, once I get close to the end, I could just look up this. So since I know this is the exact part that I need, I could just take this model number right here, part number, and just type it in online and probably get them at more of a reasonable price. Maybe. You just never know. So let's set that to the side. So I obviously am doing a lot of grinding. Once you make your welds, you have to grind it flat, before you can either weld the pinholes closed in it that you still have, or put body filler over it. Okay, so what I was using was this guy right here. This is my belt sander. It's a Baxter. It's a nice unit. This is a 1/2-inch belt sander, and I picked this up from Harbor Freight. It's a really nice unit. It's variable speed. But the thing is the belts for it from Harbor Freight, they only sold, I think it was like a 4 or 5 pack of belts, and they're expensive. Man, are they expensive. And the same with the little discs. Right here, this little right angle grinder that I have. Now these are good for your toenails, and this is good for the bunions, I went and picked up a 2 and 3-inch. See, 2 and 3-inch from Harbor Freight. Now what this is this is the sanding assortment kit, and it also comes with the arbors as well as the little screw-on adapter deals. So I knew that they were gonna fit because I could see them firsthand. If I'm ordering stuff online, sometimes I can't really get the grasp of this is exactly what I need, you know what I'm saying? So between this and these to fit the little right angle grinder, see, this is only what, 6 discs or something like that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 discs, okay? And you run into a lot of money. So this company is called Benchmark Abrasives, okay? So got a hold of them. So what I had was, I said the 2 and 3-inch kit, right? Which is pretty good for most of the stuff you use. So these are the 2-inch quick change. These are 120 grit. I don't remember how many's in the bag. 25, yeah, it says right there in English, if you know, you use your reading ability. So I got 50 of each, of the 2-inch 120 grit and the 3-inch 120 grit. And they threw in a super sweet sticker. Stickers are always fun. And remember, I told you those belts were super expensive that I bought. Look at this. On their website, they have these belt packages you can buy as well. And I'm not talking just these little ones. You can get anywhere from this up to like the larger belt sanders, you know, for what do they call those things? I don't know. I can't think of it right now, but they're the larger pedestal mounted belt sanders. They also have those. Go on their website, check them out. These guys, they've served me well over the years for the things that I've needed. And look at it. Oh, look, they also have buffing wheels. Buffing wheels and compounds. Look at this. 10% off codes. Sweet. So I'll be using that soon. But yeah, so this is going to save me a ton of money and time. I mean, then I could just get them shipped to my house when I start getting low. So that's super cool. I'm super excited about that. That's going to save me a lot of money. So this is all the stuff I bought. So now we're ready to finally cut and hopefully weld some metal. I am worried about the welder maybe burning too hot for this .025, but we're gonna give it a try. If it doesn't work, I'll have to get a smaller welder, I guess. Yeah, so it is what it is. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and try to switch over to this .025 instead of the .035. So first thing I did was snip off the little, so anytime you're welding, there always ends up being a little ball on the end where your wire's at. So I went ahead and snipped that off. The reason I snipped that off is because of one of my pet peeves, okay? So this pet peeve of mine is whenever people open up the side. I stared at a guy straight in the face one time. He come over here and he snipped it here and then tucked it in. Now that's all fine and dandy, but then you got to pull the rest out the other end. Now what you're doing is you're wasting like 8 to 10 feet of wire right there. So chances are down the road you're going to end up on a project and you'll be like, I just needed 10 or 20 more feet of wire and I could have finished this job. Well, you're going to have to hold yourself accountable for wasting all that wire. This way we're only wasting a minimal amount at most, you know what I'm saying? So snip the end and rewind it back on the spool. Kind of like so. Don't let it go everywhere. Oh my God, if you let this go, oh my God, I'm almost doing it. Holy crap. Oh my God. You gotta hold it steady and then put your wire through like so. Go ahead and pull our clamp. There we go. Spool of wire off. Okay. So my question is, how the heck are we going to put this one on?
because I'm betting it won't fit. No, it won't. Well, this video just went to shit, didn't it? Well, I just went ahead and kind of rigged up this little spool. Obviously, this little spool, I didn't think about it whenever I grabbed it off the shelf, but it's not gonna fit on this because these have a much larger opening. And I don't know if I'll buy a big spool if I have to, but I'll see if this will get me by for now. If not, I'm wondering if it's just gonna all go crazy in there, but it doesn't matter to me. Okay, so we gotta put the drive wheel kit in and put a new tip on. So like I said earlier, it comes with the 2 little wheels as well as the back guide and the directions. Okay. And take the old drive wheels out. I like this welder because it has these nice turnstile keepers, retainers, whatever you want to call them. So you just turn them, they click, and they're metal. They're not plastic, you know. So in theory, anyway, they're better quality. So 025 and 030, the smaller one is like that. Well, we gotta, hang on. We gotta put this in first. See, when you put this in, it shows, come on, focus. Yeah, see the arrow? That's the direction the wire travels. So we gotta put that going out. So we'll just put that in there and put our new drive wheels on. Smaller one. It go like that. And the top one goes like this. Which way? There we go. Bam, that's money. Okay, so just to keep these parts safe, we'll put them back in the box, I guess. Okay. We gotta feed that through there. See the wire? And just feed it right through. Come on. Into the hole on the other side. We'll feed a little bit. We'll drop that. Bam. We're in business. We are now ready to feed it out to the end. Okay. So when you're about to do this, what you want to do is make sure your gas is all the way off. Okay. Make sure your gas is all the way off because you're just feeding wire. You're not welding anything, and the gas is there to shield the arc. So you're just gonna be wasting wire. So let's go ahead and turn it on. And we'll turn the line speed, or the wire speed, up quite high. And then we'll start feeding. There we go. We got it. All right. So now we are ready to weld. Now, I don't know 100% if this is gonna work. I mean, I'm guessing it'll work because they make the parts for this welder. I was almost worried about it burning too hot though, but I don't know, you know. I'm gonna have to experiment with it, you know, just to see where we're at. So like I said, we'll pull the 035 out. We're gonna put one of these 025 tips in, so all the parts match. Making some progress, but I got some holes. I gotta go ahead and cut that out and refill it. Apparently I got a little too excited about using the grinder and the welder. So gonna fix that. There's a couple other spots like little pinholes, stuff like that. Gonna fix that up. Then this will get a layer of Bondo, sand, and yeah, a little bit of paint. So all right, moving on. Time to cut that out and re-weld. Okay, as you can see, we got the little hole cut out there. Now we're gonna make a little patch of steel and weld it in. And just like before, we cut out a little chunk and make it fit in there and hold it with a magnet while we tack it into place. And then we'll, after we tack it, we'll remove the magnet and finish it out. Ah, dang it! Bunch of bull crap! There you have it. We got the welding done, grinding done, and now we're on to Bondo. So little Bondo, little sanding, and then we'll do a coat of paint, and that one's done. I'm not gonna paint the whole interior or anything like that. I'm just gonna probably do like spot paint where I do repairs and stuff like that, I guess. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. Maybe further down the road, but not this phase of the build, definitely not. So, okay, time to watch this stuff dry, I guess, and then sand it down. Bullshit. This sucks. Okay, finally got it hung, but what a pain in the ass. I don't know if I'll ever buy another painting like this where it's divided into sections, because obviously they all have to be perfect in order to line up correctly. Yeah, that was a little task. So I had to measure down and over and get it in the correct spot. And then on top of that, I ended up having to put a piece of tape on the back side of each one of these in order to keep the gaps tight, because the little clips that they hang from, they're not actually centered apparently. So some of them are a little off. So it would dangle the edge out or whatever on one piece or the other, and it was super annoying. So that's what I came up with. Screw it, you know. It's the first piece I got hung, so I'm thinking the rest of the paintings that I get, they're gonna end up being just solid pieces, solid prints or paintings, because this is annoying.